Hello and welcome, it's Rec187 here, back with some more combat mission Battle for Normandy, where we are playing the first mission of the Scottish Quarter campaign, which is La Haut de Bosq, where we're tasked with taking two strategic points, the town of La Haut de Bosq and a farmhouse outside, colloquially named Tatties and Neeps. We are the 9th Cameronians, kind of Scottish infantry unit, or not unit, battalion, and we've got C and D Company infantry with 3 platoons each, supported by some Churchills from the Royal Tank Regiment. So in previous videos and streams, we've been making steady advance for the last kind of 47 minutes, with C Company pushing up this right hand side towards Neeps, and D Company swing around to the left to engage in Tatties. Now, when you jump back into a combat mission game, first thing it does is let you replay the last minute, which you will have seen previously. So I'm just going to let that run while I kind of talk about where we are and what we're up to. So I think for the past, most of the last stream or last few videos, first error for the night, that's good, we're 2 minutes in. I clicked the red button instead of a play button, so it's just skipped our recap. So just let me talk on. Most of the last stream, we C Company were essentially just stacked up on this hedge, suppressing some Germans in amongst these hedgerows, and some MG positions within the buildings on the edge of Neeps. Fairly stiff opposition. We're against the 12th Panzer Division, who are quite a lot of veterans, so they have been hard to break, but made reasonable progress clearing them out. Obviously not entirely. There is a bunker on the far right hand side, which we have called in an artillery strike to hopefully deal with, being spotted by one of these 2 headquarter units. They're not in a great position for spotting this incoming artillery. We set kind of an area task for them. In fact, if I click on it, we'll be able to see this chat. So if I move over for a slightly better look. So we've set this area target for the artillery for kind of 25 pounder howitzers, hoping to obviously catch this bunker, but also just any other units in and around this area. The problem being is that from this guy's position in this hedge, he can only see this little section of the circle. So when we're calling in spotting rounds, unless they land, well, I suppose you can see you can see our target there, but unless the rounds land kind of this side of the house in this area here, he can't see them. So we've had rounds kind of falling back in this field here. You can see the craters, and this dude just can't see it, so he can't correct it. So it's taking a long time. And our biggest concern at the minute is time. We've only got 30 minutes left, plus some potential overtime. So very soon on this flank, we're going to have to make a decision whether we're happy to kind of hold off and potentially not clear out Neeps entirely, or if we want to try and push in and be a bit more aggressive. Now, unfortunately, we have taken a reasonable number of casualties in these infantry platoons already, so that might not be the greatest idea, but we'll see. Speaking of casualties, so again, just to recap, let me straight the video. We did very early on lose one of our Churchills, so we're down to 1, so we've got 1 here, and we lost it, and that was entirely player error there. So I brought them up to provide some supporting fire, and I I knew the AT gun was there, and I didn't think they had line of sight, which did, and foolishly I failed to check it. So that's a bit of a frustrating waste. On left flank, things were going actually pretty well. So we used some positions along this hedge and was supported by our Churchill to clear out kind of 3 MG nests in Tatties itself. And when D Company pushed in, we're not seeing much resistance, and we got right into the centre of town. We did have a minor pathfinding error, which we overcame with, I think, just the 1 initial casualty. Cleared out a few Germans in here easily enough, and there's a last nest of resistance in Tatties itself. In this building here, there's an HQ unit. However, it's not been quite plain sailing. We also pushed a scout team down this direction and 1 infantry section and a sniper team, and essentially we stumbled across a heavy MG nest in the 2nd story of this building, which is proving difficult to deal with. We do have some suppressing fire from these hedges, but the sight lines aren't great, distance isn't great, they're not doing much in the way of suppression, and this guy's really having a great time just unleashing on our troops down here. So you see they've lost 3 casualties, and of course they lost the Bren gun, because you always do, and the marks went down, which was his own fault really, because he did pick a fight with a heavy machine gun and missed his first shot. Yeah, so 2 things we've got to deal with. So initial plan, I think, at the moment will be, so we've got 2 options for clear. So priority number 1, clearing out this heavy MG nest. We've got 2 options for doing that. We've got a mortar who might be in position now to drop some smoke, just about. He might be, oh, clear that. He might be positioned over slightly in these hedges to get a better sight line. So maybe I'll move him around 1. So we've got a mortar team who can drop in some smoke, and then we could potentially be quite aggressive with this section and hopefully clear out the first floor. Or at the very least, and perhaps a better idea, would be just to use that cover to get these guys into cover of these buildings. And ultimately what we can do is bring round our Churchill, who's back here, bring him round and down just back of this house, because we've kind of cleared out all this, so we know it's relatively safe, and then just unleash the guy with machine guns, which eventually will take him out, and if not, we'll just suppress him. If he wants, he could sit there and unload machine gun ammo for the rest of the game. He's got loads of it. The only area of concern would be any kind of AT guns back here that we haven't spotted yet. That could potentially put a hole in our armour as we kind of duck through and along here into the safety of these houses. So there's 2 things we're doing about that. First, we are bringing this, we've got a sniper in here just to add some spotting, and he's not seen anything. We are bringing another infantry section up. Again, we're going to park them at the end of this bench. We are getting we've got an odd contact here. I'm pretty sure that's just a legacy, kind of a ghost thing. I don't believe there's anyone there at all, but we are going to check it out. And also, excuse me, I've got this mortar here, and I was going to bring him down just to drop smoke in and around here, and that we kind of cover the exposed area of the tank as well, just to really kind of make sure, because I'm pretty nervous after having lost that first one. So I will do that. I'll bring him down. Where are we going to get a good sight there? Probably. We can have a quick check. I don't want to go too far because I would like to be positioned within the next minute or so. Yeah, I'll just drop it right in there. Meanwhile, we will get this guy to move over slightly. Not target, move please. I suppose it is as about as good as it's getting. Maybe I will just launch smoke rounds from here. You've got 9 smoke, 9 white phosphorus. I'm just worried it's not quite close enough in to really give the block we wanted. What if I move it over slightly to this square, action square, it's a square. And then we did control target. Is that any better? And you can drop it right. Yeah, there's probably a much better place for smoke for protection of these guys. Okay, we'll do that. In fact, let's just set that up now. I don't let go of control. Yeah, good. That'll be a good use of your smoke rounds. We'll keep these guys doing what they're doing with suppression. And yeah, I think the safe play probably will be to duck these guys into hover and bring around the tank. Again, biggest concern is just time. We don't have huge amounts of time left, but I'm fairly confident we can secure ties within that. I'm just not sure about Neeps. In terms of other Germans, we did spot one. I don't know if they were an observation team or some kind of headquarters team, perhaps, retreating along this hedgerow quite a while ago now. We're not sure where they've ended up, so they could be in one of these houses, or they could have swung around to support the guys in Neeps. Not sure. Meanwhile, do we have any... We've got some direct fire orders. Right, who can actually see you? These 2 guys can. Well, oh, a Bren detachment. Again, I don't know why the gunner is using his pistol and not his brain gun. Although he's almost out of ammo. Oh, yeah, almost out of ammo. In fact, is he out of... Yeah, what's the brand new? Is it 303? So he is out of ammo. Interesting. Okay, so we have gone through his entire allotment. So we'll get these guys to target instead. Yeah, quite a high casualties along here actually. Not my finest hour in terms of perseverance of life. Which again just makes it even more reluctant to do any kind of pushing in. So we might have to hope our artillery squadron goes okay with that. Beyond that, these guys waiting in this house, and essentially I'm just going to keep waiting. We did have, yeah, we had a team in here, got quite badly chewed up by both heavy machine gun and the Germans in there, and I think I'm happy letting this guy just kind of stick his head down and keep it down. Same with these guys, just stick your heads down for now. I don't want to take casualties, I don't have to. What kind of... yeah, I got this strange thing with this mortar unit last time. I kept getting this out of range indicator, and I don't know why. I don't know why. Anyway, there's all three of them there. Though, to be fair, I don't see their mortar anywhere, unless that's been damaged. Not sure, not sure. Right, anyway, that's been long enough wittering. Let's come back, have a look, and yeah, push on with the action. So what we're hoping for is really no flash icons on my side. Again, not that comfortable down here, but hopefully we can start getting some smoke in. Okay, we lost sight of those guys again. Oh, contact of a machine gun within the house. Yeah, again, artillery round going along. Did he just say fire for effect? Interesting, given where it landed. This guy's taking an age to get along the road. Oh, first smoke round's going out. Yeah, he is firing for effect, which is interesting given all our rounds have landed back here, but we'll see what happens. First smoke round's down. They're still getting suppressed fire. Okay, not a huge amount going on there. It was good to hear the fire for effect command coming in, although it'll be interesting to see how effective that actually is. So we've got just a rifleman down here. So probably some of the remnants from this garden have retreated back into that building. No doubt, well, not that many people can see him actually. Alright, we'll have a look, see if anyone can target him. And over here, I'm assuming our fire has done, yeah, no real damage to that guy. Hopefully these guys are all keeping their heads down. Okay. I'm fairly confident it's just going to be as you are for the next minute, to be perfectly honest. We get the tank just to start moving up along this road. How's my mortar down here? Okay, we will hold off and then maybe we'll start dropping smoke next turn if we're going to make the dash. Meanwhile, yeah, none of these guys can really see that first story. Second story okay, but not the first. Alright, and yeah, you're not shooting at them good because you would get opened up on by this bunker. Another option, of course, is if we do manage just to push straight up onto this building, we're out of its arc of fire, but again, I'm reluctant to really do too much charging hail mile into here. I wonder how good a blocker is this fence, or hedge. Again, worried that if I do try and any kind of push up to this position, then it's just going to invite fire from that bunker. Okay. So I think it's just a bit of an as you were, keep going for now. Hopefully get some better smoke rounds this turn. Move back and scooch so we can see everyone. Yeah, I think he's just given up at this point. Terrible use of artillery. But I gotta take the blame for that. I didn't help the spot in a good position. Right, these guys are now up, so yeah, it's definitely no one along here. Cool. Well, that one's a bit better. I mean, off target for where they were aiming, but... Final spot those guys there. Okay. Okay, not too much happening that turn, so I think we're gonna get this guy to drop smoke. Probably just there. A few rounds. What's going on with you? You still got plenty of smoke. Why did you stop? It certainly looks like the smoke's dissipated. And that's not very good for getting my guys out. So we'll have to keep that going for now. So we'll do one round of them launching smoke, another minute just get them to finish spot, and then we'll move this tank across. Meanwhile, these very resilient Germans are, oh, excuse me, refusing to die. Yeah, just a rifleman, but still potent enough. We should be able to put, well, some pressure on them. Okay. Yeah, not a lot going on. I think it's just another hold, really. Can I come back? Make sure we're not getting any casualties. At least we're not suffering casualties, which is good. But we're not making much in the way of forward movement. Again, not seeing any of the smoke rounds go out for some reason. No, there's one over there. That's good. What are these guys doing? Spotter, aiming, spotting. Okay. That's a good round. More of that, please. Okay, that's good. That's not good. Does this one any better? Possibly. Okay. Again, I think it might be the conditions that... Oh, wrong button. Light fog, maybe it's rain, probably what's getting rid of the smoke so readily. Yeah, so with 10 minutes to go, I'm in a position now where I think we're going to have to give up on securing the NEEPS objective. Because I just think we're going to take too many casualties if we try and if we really try and push for it. You know, we've burnt through a lot of our machine gun ammo, and the guys are, you know, look at the condition of my troops, like rattled, broken, rattled. You know, I've not done a good job of looking after them. All right. I think maybe I'm going to try and provide a little bit of relief. So we'll get these guys to pull back, and we'll get these guys to move in. Just provide a last wee bit of pressure. And again, we'll get the rest of this attachment to go back. Well, now they've got a little bit of ammo. Should probably pull this brain gun back actually, since he's out of ammo. We can move in with these guys. Although I do want to watch actually. What I'll do is I'll combine them into 2 squads, and then we'll split them up. I'll move one into there and then one beside it. I don't want to end up in this action square because the MG nest does a line of sight of it. Yeah. We might just have to take what we can get in terms of picking off the last few Germans. Alright, we'll see if we can't get a church on position. Provide some relief. Yeah, smoke's doing a whole lot of nothing, but we'll keep at it. Might block them part of the turn, even if not give us enough cover to pull these guys out. It will do something. That's possibly it. Yeah, don't have huge amounts of reserves I can throw into the fight. Although I could move these guys around just up onto this hedgerow again. See what they can see if there's any more spots or any more angles they can open up. So I will do that. And similarly with this Brand detachment. Now my concern is the forces and supplies carry over to the next mission, so I don't know how, given how much ammo we've burnt through these guys and how many casualties, I'm not sure how fit a fighting force they're going to be in the next mission, but let's worry about that after we've secured this. Okay, maybe I'll zoom out again, make sure we see everything. Okay, that's a better smoke round. Again, I don't think there's really anything back there, but it'll provide us a bit of cover nonetheless. Why are you going so slowly given your fast command? Yeah, that's the end of artillery, did a whole lot of nothing. Oh, of course now the smoke's gone. Bogged. Oh, has he just gone off the road? Oh, thankfully he's off again. What on earth was that? Well, rubbish. Alright, I'm sitting relatively speechless after that. Oh, I think that might have been a mine, maybe? Actually, I don't know, let's see. So he gets bogged, and he moves off again. Massive explosion. Immobilized. Yeah, blown the tracks off. That must have been a mine. Ah. That is incredibly frustrating. Oh, the joys of this game. Okay. Now we're going to have to go to plan something else for dealing with this MG nest down here. So I'm pretty sure all our suppressive fire is doing a whole lot of nothing in terms of actually getting this guy suppressed. Although, hang on, we may have just managed a lucky shot at some point. I think we did. He may be just suppressed. Yeah, okay. Not injured, but suppressed. Oh, okay, so he got up, but for some reason he's using his pistol and not his machine gun. But that does give us an opportunity maybe to try and get these guys out of dodge. And to maybe make a final move on this building a little bit. Angles are pretty terrible to try and get some suppressive fire. I think actually, oh no, because we've got to go around the front here. Okay, I'm feeling like I'm being left with nothing but bad options at this stage. Yeah. You can't see a whole lot of anything in your little position, eh? So only way into this building is this door, also covered by Germans. In here we've got this door, but again covered by that window. If we want to maybe some fire from across the street, again trying to come into here, we're opening ourselves up. And the only place we could really got some suppressive fire was from this building, where my guys got pretty chewed up. So I'm not particularly liking where we are. Might be that we just have to kind of push over, just run it. I don't like that. It sounds a terrible idea. I'm inviting a number of casualties on my already casualty heavy run. But I have, yeah. Okay. So if these guys want to try and get over the road, what I actually have to do is come up through this fence and go down and over the road, which gives this guy quite a lot of time to recover. They might be better served just by keeping up the suppressive fire. Which we'll do that. Meanwhile, how to root out these last Germans. I think it might be having to take this detachment and taking a second detachment with a Bren gun, stacking up in this house to put suppressive fire on the second floor, and then push over with the two other detachments with the, we've got the rear leaders with the automatic weapons. And you can tell how thrilled I am by that prospect. Actually, no, we've got one Bren section, so we can push them in. So what we'll do is we'll get him to come in just to the ground floor for now, and we'll do the same with, and then we get 3 teams, actually, yeah, okay, well 3 teams go over. So we'll do the same with this dude. Go down to level 1, please. And we'll split you up when the time comes. So we'll get them in upstairs, some suppressive fire on there. Hopefully we have enough suppressive fire now on that. Oh, honestly, how come the one unit I really want to have line of sight can't see a blooming thing, but these guys can? Yeah, try and keep enough suppressive fire on this engineer, just to keep their heads down, keep them busy. So that guy gets back on the gun, bad times. You do have a couple of grenades. Try and sneak one man in. I mean, that sounds ludicrous, doesn't it? Yeah, no, don't do that. That's a silly idea. I mean, is there any way to flank round behind this? Not really. Okay. I think that's going to have to be your options there. I'm really, yeah, disappointed by that. No more spots coming from these guys, so it does look like, well, there's no Germans there, they're just keeping their heads down. And again, we're just going to apply pressure from this flank. Well, that's been a frustrating first 30 minutes. Still, yeah, that tank knockout has really set us back. Is there anything else we want to do? We could bring some PA teams up to stick rounds in the buildings, but that seems a touch overkill. Okay.